Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This is John's report. It's for the 30th of the month, and well, it was a nice little ride here. I mean, we started November here at the, what was it, right around the 70 range. Jumped all the way up here, 26.30. Yeah, it's pretty effective. I mean, the volatility increased just enough to start to make it interesting. Probably going to get more of that as we get the battle with tax vote. I mean, as the winds change, you can see a dramatic move in a lot of this stuff backfilled or continue to break out. I mean, if it actually passes, this is going to be, we'll be looking at 27 and potentially up into 3,000 rather quickly. As it relates to this DOC in that right now, I mean, your short-term buyers fading off a little bit, and that's just because of the amount of movement. They're absorbing some of that, but the long-term buyer effect in that. And we haven't even begun next month's new inputs. So, I mean, that'll happen around the 4th and the 5th, and so that's going to, add to it. The euro elevation still well outside this top of the blue range right here, and so this elevation certainly promotes even more. You also have growth revision up to 3.3% for the last quarter, and obviously at the beginning of December, if we ended up over that and achieve annualized 3% or better, wow, big changes. You're starting to see more articles about valuations and stuff like that. But again, I put on the Skype chat about the Yellen and the Fed, and they're, hell-bent on raising rates simply because for the first time in a long while, there's growth policies. And their policy before this has always been to just keep, zero growth situations. And so this has really thrown a monkey wrench into their plans with that. So this is exactly what we would expect. And we would expect this to come a lot further down, 120 and a lot lower. They're showing it to be oversold, so it looks like it's going to continue. To the south side, oil just holding its own. Pretty crazy. I mean, last time we ended up with the same dip. There's been some erratic behavior in the oil markets, that's for sure. But still, looks positive for it, and again, that positivity is only, it's not so bad that it's going to create I think massive inflation. It's just elevated a little bit, which is enough to start to generate some stuff. You just don't see any gold. Again, we talked about this before. Gold is kind of been left out of the equation for cryptocurrencies. Really started to take an edge off of it. So here we ended up with pretty much that softness. I mean, we talked about this, that we were expecting a move back to at least a 50%, and then once we flatlined on the top side but still had rising, you ended up expecting a trip to the lows, and we got it, and we broke down just a fraction further to the other lows. In fact, I'll probably go back here. We can see how close we get to the 50% line that was back over here. And we just started to consolidate from that going through. And then early this morning, started another breakout move with DOC orange dipping right below there. So we have indicators for December going to be coming out. I've been making a couple little adjustments in between. Each of these, particularly in this test program, change colorizations according to our adjustment with DOC. So it's all good stuff. You can look for that in your email, and I'll be sending those out because we start a new month for tomorrow. So Friday will be the first, and you'll want to be ready for having those. I'll be sending them the update out after market or somewhere in between the middle of the market today. So as always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.